We're into fuel efficiency of diesel truck engines. We're offering manifolds and turbochargers and the ECM programming. We also make a wiring harness add-on. The main thing that Diesel Freak focuses on is trying to help make the owner-operator more profitable by burning less fuel.
We're the last of the cowboys, the giddy up gone boys. 18 wheels on the concrete, it's a slow and dying breed, rolling like Jesse James, a modern day outlaw gang. If you're out here riding with me, come on back and make some noise. We're the last of the cowboys. Saddle up, boys.
So what's the Sunday after the Large Car Magazine show that happens over here in Lexington, Virginia? Who do we got here out on the road with us? Who are we looking at here?
This is Kendall Mays in this 2001 379. Go by Taz on the CB. Got my wife riding with me today in her 2002 W900, aka Doodlebug, Miss Amy Mays. We cruising across this 64 westbound here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon, headed back from a show over at Lehigh, Large Car. Just having us a nice little Sunday afternoon cruise across here.
Well, 10-4. Now you're telling me we're doing the first husband and wife rolling CB interview here on Big Rig Videos. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir, that is correct. Yeah, that's my wife Amy, and we're doing this video here.
And it was a pleasure to meet you guys over there at the show, and I'm glad that you had some time to come out here on the highway and show the folks what you guys run. And Kendall, I'll have you tell me all about what you guys do with the trucks.
Well, we run flatbeds, all aluminum 48-foot spread axle flatbeds, all of them equipped with log standards. We haul green lumber, kiln-dried lumber, and big veneer logs. And we run up down the East Coast, we go far as west as Missouri, down in Louisiana, up north as far as Michigan on that side, and then over, run on up as far as the northeast, up into Massachusetts, down far south as Florida. But that's mainly what we haul, wood products.
It looks like you guys do get around a lot. What town are you based in?
We're out of Amherst, Virginia.
How long have you guys been trucking for?
Well, I started out in a dump truck, and we met, and I was always scared to go Class A, and so he persuaded me into selling the dump truck, and we went to Pennsylvania and bought this one, and he got me started, and he actually let me drive his Peterbilt for 2 weeks, and showed me how everything worked. And so then we got a flatbed, and we went on with it, and so I've been doing it for about 6 years, and he's been doing it for 19. And when we first started out, he would put me nose to tail with him, and you know, we go into all the log yards or the lumber yards or whatever, and he'd make sure he taught me everything that what I needed to know, and then we just sort of like separated off, and I go my way and he goes his way, and sometimes we run together. And he's very hard to follow. He is a jokester, and he likes to put all that bling bling on the back of his wagon so that it aggravates everybody going down the road. So sometimes I catch attitude. You know, women do catch attitude, you know. And I said, well, I'm not going to follow you. Go on. So that's how that started.
Just want to Man, this and that about Miss Amy Mays. When we first started, she was following me nose to tail across places like Long Mountain on Route 60. It runs from Amherst over to Lexington, Virginia. She would always accuse me of running off and walking away from her, because she just wasn't going to run across that mountain like that. And I told her, I said, well, once you get used to it, you'll be doing it just like I am. And she didn't believe me, but now, here it is today after she's been doing it for 6 years, and every now and then it's hard for me to keep up with her going across that long mountain over on Route 60.
Well, you know, Tab, I just am not going to take the chances that y'all cowboys do. You know, I'm a woman. I, got a little bit of chicken up in me, and I refuse to put my truck in one of those, what you call them things? See, I don't even know what they're called because I've never visited one. Hello?
Then that's a real good thing. You don't want your large unit up in one of them.
I just don't think it would look right. I'm sorry. You know, you gotta have your red t-shirt with your red and black shirt, and you gotta have your red and black tennis shoes to match your red and black truck. I don't do pink very well, but I enjoy, it's like having a pocket bag that matches your shoes. I mean, it's the same as a big truck.
So, Amy, you said it took a while for you to get comfortable there running the truck. What were some of the things that you had to overcome to really feel like you're ready to jump in your own truck there?
Well, at first, seeing me coming out of a dump truck, going to an 8-airbag suspension on a Kenworth and then having that bend in the middle, with the weight, it would cost the truck to do a little bit more lean than what I was accustomed to, and so I really had to stand up and try to fight that a little bit, because it would get so I'd go in a curve and feel that truck, it was doing what it was supposed to do, but it was me that was having the problem. And I would call his Taz up on the phone. I was like, I got my knee up against the door hanging on back here. He said, ride it down, baby, ride it down.
Yeah, that's some real loving advice there, Kendall. I'm sure that reassured her, but at the same time, you're joking with her, and she was able to get through that and experience what the truck was able to do there, right?
That's exactly right. All I want to do is build that confidence so she can get out here and do it like I do it, just jump in it just like most people do a car and feel that comfortable in it and just get in it and go with it. And I think I accomplished that, because today she gets in hers and fires that thing up and goes on with it. And no worries, just get out there and do her job.
Well, the other thing too, Chris, he was such a good teacher, and he is a slick, shifting guy. He is easy on the truck. He don't abuse the truck. That is the mistress. I know my place. I am second, and but I listened. I didn't try to override him telling me what to do. I listened to him, and I put it to knowledge. And I tried to sit in that truck and emulate everything he did, and he never raised his voice. He never got, domineering or anything. He was just laid back, and that worked so good. And it was like, second time back in the trailer and he was asleep in the trailer, in the sleeper, and I blindsided that right in the right side from the right. And it's all because I knew what he had taught me and what he had shown me, and it just worked beautifully. And I mean, it just really helped with my confidence. But as far as shifting and stuff, he taught me all that. And it's like if a turbo hose blows or a clamp comes off, he taught me, we keep all that in the truck with us, and I'll roll the hood over, and I'll get up there and find it, and I'll put a boot on, put a clamp on, air hoses if it blows. I mean, we've got all that, electrical, And if I have a problem, I'll call him up and he'll know what to do, and I just go do it. We carry our tools and I just go do it.
Now, coming from driving a dump truck there to to a tractor, what were some of the things, if you had to talk to another lady and give them some advice, what are some of the things that you would say to another lady to give them a couple tips and then some encouragement? And then what were some of the things that Kendall taught you specifically that made sense?
First of all, I would say to never say no, never take no. If it's something that you want to do, if it takes a little bit of winking or whatever, be polite and just ease on and do it. These professional drivers out here, and I say professional, they are just like us. They look out for each other. I've been on the side of the road and with a water hose busted and no water in the truck. And a guy from Florida, Chris Jackson, he asked me, was I okay? And I said, no, I wasn't. And I mean, it was dark 30 in the night. And that guy stopped and he helped me. And he followed me up the road and to get it fixed because I didn't have a hose. And he stayed with me, and we're still buddies on Facebook. And the people on the road in these big trucks, there might be a few bad ones out there, but the majority of them are good, helpful people, and they look out for you. But as far as the women doing it, our other truck, if I could find a woman that would do our job and do it, I would prefer a woman because we're just a little more cautious. We're not that in a big of a hurry, cowboy or whatever. And but as far as Kendall, teaching, I mean, it was just his tone of voice, and especially the shifting and hooking up to a trailer and backing, of course. And if I was having a trouble with anything on the truck, I could call him up and he would just talk me through it. And it's just I'm really blessed to have somebody like that tries to help me through it without getting agitated or whatever you want to call it. But he's a good guy. Of course, that's why I married him. And no, nobody else can have him. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's awesome. So nobody else can have him. He's yours, even though he rolls coal in your face like a few minutes ago. What was that all about?
See what I mean? I mean, he's just. I think what it is that the red truck is so pretty with all the red and black on it, and he just tries to put some soot on it, and the paybacks are terrible.
Now, Kendall, you were telling me the other day, actually yesterday when I met you guys, that you guys get a little competitive. Why don't you tell me about how that works in terms of competition between husband and wife running two trucks,
Well, it's just like anything else. We go up a big pool, and if she comes by me in the left lane, we got on 2 big loads of logs or lumber or whatever we're hauling, and she goes out there and does her deal, I roll off the other side. I'm gonna try to get it back, on the other hill, next hill, and that's just the way she does the same thing, We like to be a little competitive out here from time to time. It's fun, makes the job a little more fun. But of course, we try to do stuff like that when there's not much traffic on the road, middle of the night, or something like that. A good example of that is when you come out of the toll booth up there on the West Virginia Turnpike on the 64. You just ease on out the toll booth, and after each one of us go through 3 or 4 gears, the toll booth is no longer in sight for the smoke. And, you know, we neck and neck. These trucks run pretty close together. We have a good time out here.
Dude, you know, you are not telling the story. When you put the marine injectors in this old red truck right here, and I blew you off the road. I blew the paint off your door. Do you remember, Mr. Taz? He turned his radio off. He turned his phone off and would not talk to me for 100 miles. I hurt him so bad. So a couple months later, he goes and does some more. And of course, now I can hang with him, but I can't pass him. You know, that's the silver dragon right there.
Well, what do you got to say about that, Kendall?
Well, it took us a little bit of money, well, a whole lot of money, to realize that you can't, it's just like putting chicken lights on a truck. You can't go too much. And we got to that point with these things where there was more fun to drive than there was durability, so we had to step them back just a notch to where we got good horsepower and good durability, but it was a learning experience and had fun doing it.
And plus, we did what we had to do. We're getting, you know, pretty good fuel mileage for this big horsepower, and so when you get with somebody that knows how to fangle them things, and we're benefiting from the fuel mileage, so, but I mean, we still enjoy blowing the black smoke.
Well, that's true, and it is good to, you know, you got to be economical. You got to, you know, make your money count. I wanted to hear about why Kendall turned his radio off, turned his phone off and everything.
I'll tell you why he did it. Because he got butt hurt. He got butt hurt because this big old red KW put it on that old Peter.
Yeah, and I also had my son ride with me that day, Chris, and, you know, he already gives his stepmom talking to about, you know, Peterbilts are better than Kenworths and this and that. And I try to, you know, persuade him along that line. And after that happened that day down in Tennessee, I believe it was, you know, I had to listen to him ride his dad up the road for the next 20, 30 miles, maybe even 100 miles about, why did you let Amy pass you, Dad?
We do have ourselves a proper rivalry here, you know, because we got some KW fans out there, and then we got our Peterbilt fans out there. How in the world do you guys keep it to where you're not ragging on each other because of which one is better?
Because he knows his place, and he knows that if he don't back off a little bit about that old Peterbilt, that he's not going to get any biscuits, and he's probably not going to get any good home-cooked meal. And as you can tell from looking at him, he's had a few of them. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but everybody's got a Peter. Only the best drive K-Whoppers.
Well, Kendall, what do you say about that there?
Well, to each his own. I tell you, the biggest thing as far as the two trucks, because I'm a little bit bigger size fella, but I drove both of these trucks, and the biggest thing as far as Amy's truck and my truck is the leg space behind the steering wheel. I enjoy driving both of the trucks, but the leg room is the biggest issue for me, and I mean, I can sit back in this Peterbilt right here and just stretch my legs whenever I need to, and not get so cramped up. But that's the biggest issue on my end of things between the two trucks.
He went and said that politically correct answer right there, but he knows deep down inside that this old Cruella de Vil back here is the woman. She rocks.
Well, that's what I was saying. That did he just say that to make sure the home cooking keeps on coming?
No, he'll talk Eskimo into buying a refrigerator.
Well, I tell you what, that home cooking now, we're not going to say much to change yet, because, you know, it really, that's what breaks my heart the most about her and I not being at home from Sunday to Friday, because I'm not getting any of that home cooking. But, and I don't want to jeopardize when I'm home Friday through Sunday of not getting it either, so I try to keep things on the cool end of the deal.
Yeah, roger that. Now let's talk about the dynamics of, you said being gone, you know, potentially Sunday to Friday. So what is it like once you guys do get back in? If you get back in at the same time, you know, paint a picture for what it's like for you guys.
Well, we come in on Friday, and we're glad to see each other. But that's the great, wonderful thing about being owner-operators. You get out here and you run your loads and you ride all week. But when you come home, it's always work to do to the trucks. And her and I, we put them in front of a whole lot of other things to make sure these trucks are ready to operate for the following week. So we're out there turning wrenches together and you know, doing the housework together. We do a whole lot of stuff together on the weekends. You know, if nothing else, just to try to have an extra minute or two together.
What about the trash getting put to the dump, Taz? What about that? Tell him about that.
Well, now, Mrs. Mays, I can't help if sometimes you come in too tired to do your part, you know, and yeah, the trash, you know, she don't have time to do that with operating the truck and all, so I have to go ahead and do that for her too.
Look it. Hey, we come in and we might have a few little things to do to the trucks or whatever. But that man right there in front of me, he is not going out unless it's got 3 gallons of tire shine on it, that every fly, bug, whatever is off of that truck. He cannot go down the road without washing it, and of course that takes 2-3 hours. And I'm putting this on. I change stuff all the time. This truck don't look nothing like it used to, because I change stuff, and it's like, that's what I enjoy. That's why we bought the second truck, just because to have 2 trucks to change stuff and make it different and make it look this and make it look that. And that's what we do all weekend. He said, well, I'd like to sit down and watch TV once in a while. I said, get up, help me put these hubcaps on.
Keep that truck looking good. Now, you said that the truck doesn't look like it used to, so tell me about what you guys have done, or what, Amy, what you've done to get it to what it looks like now.
Well, the paint scheme is what it was when we got it, but of course, we've blacked the tanks out. We powder coated the grill. Around the grill is painted. Mr. Slave Driver wouldn't let me come in and have my vinyl done last week before the show. I had to work. So I was going to black the bumper and vinyl the air breathers and keep the stripe going around it. It did have aluminum wheels on it, but I had them powder coated. And of course, Rockwood is an awesome place to buy your accessories. They are awesome. The hubcaps on the back are black. Rockwood made those for this truck. And the little side lights under the mirrors, I've been wanting those for 2 years, and I finally got them to put them on. Friday night before the show came in, my son painted my sun visor, my drive visor up there, and so we were putting that on at 8:30 Friday night. So it's just always a constant moving thing. I'll go to like Matt's show or whatever, and I'll take pictures of all the big rides, of the fancy stuff that they have, and I'll save it on my phone, and then I'll try to incorporate what I like on the 2 trucks. And sometimes it works. I've had a lot of good feedback about the blackout wheels and stuff, and But then I've had people like old Hardhead up there. He doesn't like it. He told me I was going to totally screw it up, but I said, you know, I just like it. You know, to me it's old school. That's what trucks back in the day. They didn't have aluminum wheels or chrome wheels. They had black or white wheels or whatever. And of course he teased me and said that told everybody I was going to work for UPS.
Well, that don't look nothing like UPS, and I guess that's the answer to that. They're getting a little cloud of smoke there on you.
Used to be I'd turn my... Well, there's been several times he's blowed me up that I had to turn the lights on and the windshield wipers at the same time. Of course, we laugh about it, but he gets all excited if I get up there in front of him and blow a little smoke on him. He gets butthurt over that.
Now, Kendall, earlier we got a good look at your truck when we were heading out. The fog hadn't lifted just yet, and you got a bunch of good-looking lights on there. Both trucks have some good-looking lights. What do you guys do for lighting?
Well, they're all LEDs, and most of our lights come from trucks.
Go ahead and break it down for me as far as what you got there.
Well, I got 17 2-inch rails down each side of the trailer, 14 4-inch rails across the front axle of the trailer. Lights on the back of the truck and the trailer, they go from red to white, so I can use the same lighting as marker, braking signal lights as I do for my backup lights. So that works out nice where you don't have to drill extra holes and such, put your backup lights on your equipment.
10-4, sounds good. Go ahead and pass me on that left lane there. We'll let these folks get by. I'm going to ask advice from both of you. What would you say to some other couples that are out there that are thinking about maybe doing what you're doing? What could you share?
Yeah, for all you husband and wife couples out here, whichever one is going to be the instructor, you need to realize and keep in mind that the one that you're teaching is your love and companion when you get back home. And realize that you're teaching the other one, showing them the ropes and teaching them good stuff, and to have patience. Patience is a big factor, not to get discouraged with the other one as you try to do the instructing. That is a big help to both parties, recognizing that and keeping that in the back of your mind the whole time the instruction process is going on.
Well, I got tears in my eyes listening to that. Gosh.
So, Amy, what would you say about that?
Well, I agree with everything he said, which y'all can write that down. A woman is agreeing. So, it does happen miraculously. But all you ladies out there, I would just say, if this is something that you want to do, you will not be able to buy the feeling that you get from the freedom and the independence and driving a large piece of equipment that has power. And I mean, that's what turned me on, was the horsepower and the sheer size, and that a little old 5-foot woman could operate it, and that is what turned me on. And you girls out there, you can do this. It's all a mindset. You can do this. You will be a better driver because of your safety, and you know, maybe you're not going to take the chances, and you know, it's a very thought out. Like us as owner operators, we have another truck. We would love to find another woman to put in that truck because we feel like the safety conscious of women and how they handle it, and they're not going to roughhouse it, and they're not going to, you know, they're going to look after it. But buy Kenworth, please. Just buy Kenworth, please.
That's some really great advice from both of you. I'm really happy that the both of you, took a minute to introduce yourselves the other day at the Large Car Magazine show. There's a lot that a lot of people can take away from the both of you guys, from just the fact that you're running some nice stuff to the fact that you have a working relationship there together. So that's great. Now, you did say something about being part of a mafia or something or other. Tell me about that.
Oh my God, one of my buddies called me up out the blue, and we're talking back and forth, and then all of it. That's a lie. He called me up, he goes, "How's the Amherst County Mafia doing today?" I'm like, "What?" I said, "What'd you just say?" He said, "Amherst County Mafia." I said, "I don't know nothing what you talk about." He goes, "That's what we all call you. All us locals, we call y'all Amherst County Mafia." And I'm like, "Well, I did not know that. Hello?"
All right, baby, step out there and show him how you do it when you're eastbound with your panties down.
No, sir. We are in mixed company. I cannot do the panties down. No, sir. And besides, they sit right down here on the left there, Chris.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but it sounds like a good time.
Dude, Chris, you need to try it. Eastbound with your panties down. You gotta try it. Everybody does it.
Oh, mate.
Well, Kendall and Amy, it's been, I've probably not laughed as much doing one of these rolling TV interviews, so it's been a real treat listening to the both of you, getting to know the both of you. All I can say is I hope that you guys have many more miles and many more years together, running together. It's awesome to meet couples like yourself doing what you do, so I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time, Mr. Chris.